There's one important message.
Yeah.
And that is to know
Yeah.
So y'all check this out. On the Crimson Review, we got movie reviews, we got Netflix shit, we got requests. I do it all for you. We're gonna be putting it all together right here for you guys, because I'm the Crimson Reviewer. So check it out. Hey guys, Crimson Reviewer here yet again, and this is going to be my third review of the day. I do have one more coming, guys, but first, I know I keep saying I'm going to do that one. It is done. I have to edit it. I'm not really liking how the editing is working out, so I decided, fuck that, I'll do it a little later, and I'll put up my third vid, which is going to be on the mooring. I will show you guys that in a second. Now, if you guys haven't checked out the website that this is for, it's called Horror Shock Lollipop. Please check that out. I figured I'd give that another shout out while we're waiting for my Netflix to load because, you know, it's gonna take fucking forever. This is why I don't leave Netflix. There we go. None of my other apps take that long. Go to YouTube, right on there. Fucking Amazon, right on. Games, right on. Music, perfect. But no. I don't have volume on because I was listening to music. I was listening to music on my laptop. So. Wow. Do you guys see this? Now isn't this a perfect way to start a review? My Netflix, after taking forever, decides to play White Collar. I mean, how great. All I had to say was something stupid, and it decides to play a show. Alright, so. Anyway, the mooring. A group of teen girls gathered in an Idaho wilderness for a program to help them lose dependency on technology and becomes victims of a murderous rampage. Director is Glenn Withrow. Hallie Todd is in this, which I can't exactly tell you what she's in, but I've seen her in a ton of stuff. Yet again, I'll bring you up to my TV. Let you see the poster next to Bachelorette and The Walking Dead. It looks kind of good. It's hard to see, really. Because for some reason, let's try this. I'm trying to show you The Walking Dead. There you go. Maybe a little better. But there's a guy with, like, an axe or a gun. I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's a gun, actually. Standing behind a girl crawling on the ground. Now, with that description, that's basically what it is. The first scene in this movie is great. It's this girl gets dragged away from a group of people, like she's off doing something, using the bathroom or something in the woods, and gets dragged off. And it's kind of weird, because she kind of starts fighting it, and then after a while she's kind of gives up. And I thought it was kind of weird. But it then goes into what's going to happen. Now, it starts off kind of slow. And after such a cool beginning, which takes about 2 minutes into the movie, I was kind of disappointed that it takes about 40 more minutes before it gets into any actual action or anything that this actually makes it look and sound like. Now, like it says, is it helps the girls lose their dependency. So it starts off with these girls. There's like 2 students who went from being like A student to barely passing because they've been so addicted to their shit. There's a cyber bully, I guess, who cared. A girl that's learned to hack shit, I guess, because of how much she uses technology. There's, I forget what one of the other ones is, and then there's a girl that got in a 5-car pile-up wreck because she was on the phone. Not texting, but talking on the phone. And so this lady wants to take them all basically camping or on a boat trip and teach these, kind of like a Boy Scout, what Boy Scouts would do on a boat. but with these girls, and it's okay. This feels very weird. Um, it's apparently I was told that all of the girls, like the teen girls, are all in Hallie's. I'm guessing that's how you say it, Hallie. They're all in her acting class. Like she has an acting class or something, and these were all students in it that were in the movie with her. Which, if this is true, that is one of the coolest things, and it really makes this movie awesome. And just on that fact, I recommend you guys see this, just because it's kind of a really cool thing to be like, well, these people are all in a big actress's acting class, and the acting was pretty well done. Somebody also said that they wish this was more of a coming of age tale, and I agree. It probably should have worked out better than, it had more of that feel. But when they're in, it plays out like, their boat's messing up, or it's grinding gears. So I guess she moors. I'm not really sure what that means. I'm guessing it means kind of like pull off to the side and dock for a bit. But she does. Now, in the morning or at night, I guess, they're kind of having a little party. It's their first night. And another boat pulls up with this guy and this girl, and they're being really loud and having sex and stuff. Typical horror movie. You don't see anything, which was, the girl that, I think her name is Brooklyn Tate. I really enjoyed her character. You don't see her naked, though. I kind of, part of me I'd be like, damn, I wish I would have seen her naked. But then I also like the sophistication of having a horror movie with no nudity. They pull up having sex, and one of the girls yells like, I forget what she says, but she yelled at the guy, and he turned on the lights and yelled like, shut up, bitch, or something awesome. And you're just like, yeah. So, and then in the morning, the girl, Brooklyn's character, comes and asks them when they're sitting around like a campfire, I guess, or whatever, the burned out campfire, if she can have some coffee with them. And he's sitting in his boat, aiming a rifle out, looking at the different girls and stuff. So it seems very typical and cliche. But, and as it goes on in the next few minutes, it becomes a very typical cliched type of movie. But, after that, it becomes very different. For a while, it kind of feels like it's trying for a Last House on the Left feel. Not the whole revenge plot, but just the look and feel kind of feels like the remake of Last House on the Left. That awkward type of feeling that you get when the girls are running through the forest and stuff. There is a twist to this, which I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to watch the very end again, just to see if... I'm going to watch the very beginning that I said was cool, and the very end, just to see if I'm right about something, and I might not be, so that's why I'm not going to tell you guys right now. But the guy that goes on the murderous rampage of these girls, it's not your typical slasher or hunting movie. It feels like they're being hunted, but there's a girl who he sits next to with his gun, and she's having like an asthma attack basically, and he picks up her inhaler, hands it to her, takes a puff of it, hands it to her and tells her to, and he lets her go. He sits there and yells at her, get up, go, leave. And there's another scene in it where there's a girl on a boat, and he grabs her and he's holding her, and he's just telling her, calm down, it's okay, I don't want to hurt you, I'm not going to hurt you. And then when she gets louder, it's like he can't control his anger, and then he gets a little bit rougher, but when he calms down for a second, he's very kind of nurturing, and calm down, I don't want to hurt you, you're going to be okay. And it's kind of a weird thing, because he has been killing girls. I'm not sure exactly what the director was going for. Glenn Withrow is an actor from the 80s and 90s, I believe. And I was looking him up. He wrote, directed, and produced this. It's the only thing he's actually wrote, directed, and produced. And he hasn't really acted since 80s or 90s. So I'm, not too sure if it's because he's been out of the game or what he was trying to do, but I think it felt like he was trying to make a meaningful horror movie or put a message in this horror movie. And I'm not going to say he failed because he made it artistic, which might not be the right word, but if you guys check out The Mooring, you will understand what I mean when I say it's a very artistically done movie. Yeah, it's got blood and gore and, some cliched parts, but the music that's played, there's a scene where girls, this isn't going to spoil anything, so just so you guys know, girls are climbing down a mountain using rope or whatever, trying to escape, and their rope gets cut, and as girls fall, it starts this very sad mourning music that you tend to see like in an action flick right when the lead character's girlfriend dies. Like that moment of her dying and him falling to his knees, grabbing her or whatever. It starts to play music like that, which doesn't really fit. There's also another scene in it that between the guy and Brooklyn Tate's character that didn't seem to fit. That made me question, were they trying to give this movie meaning? Were they trying to make it more than just the traditional horror movie? I'm not going to say they succeeded because, in my opinion, there is no meaning, but it's artistically done. The end of this is really good. I loved the last scene in this movie. It confused me a bit, which is why I'm going to watch the beginning and the end again to see something. But at the same time, it really does make you question other scenes in this movie, like, what is the reason behind all of this? They don't say the reason, and I kind of like that they don't. It's, it's not some backwoods killer. It feels like he's doing it for the hell of it, but then again, it feels like he has a reason, but they don't actually state that he has a reason. They just kind of imply it. I know that's kind of confusing for you guys, and it doesn't really explain a whole lot. It's a movie you really gotta see, and that's kind of why it's so confusing to explain it, because I'm so used to ripping apart movies and finding flaws, and the only flaw I had was the whole trying to make meaning in a horror movie. But, like I said, all of the girls did a really good job acting, especially for their first film. It looked really good, it sounded good. I think overall, if I had to rate it on like a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it probably a 5 just because I didn't love it. Like, it's not a, oh my god, you must see, and if you don't see it, that's fine too. But I think it's something you should watch. Just, it's an interesting feel to the movie. I don't really want to say much more than that. I do got another review coming up for Horror Shock Lollipop. Not really sure when they will post this one or the next one, but whenever that is, I will see you guys later. I'm the Crimson Reviewer. Peace out. Alright guys, so real quick, I decided to add this before I uploaded my video review of The Mooring. I didn't quite understand the beginning when I first watched it because I didn't know the ending. And now it makes a lot more sense. I did watch it, and it's not directly said, so you have to watch the beginning, like actually pay attention to that first scene, and there's 2 indicators in that first scene that are indicated in later bits of the movie that are like intertwined, and then there is something said at the end which was what made me question what I had saw at the beginning. But it's not directly implied. So it could, be one thing, but I know it's not. It's, and it actually really improves the movie when you know what this is. It makes the movie make a lot more sense. And now, instead of giving it like a 5 out of 10, I'm thinking I'd probably give it a 7 or an 8, actually. Seeing the beginning and the ending, it really made me enjoy this film, and I can see how it's done. I wouldn't say it had meaning, but the artisticness of this film went up a whole bunch. My respect for how it was done went up a whole bunch. And I can understand what they tried to do with this movie. So I highly recommend you guys see The Mooring. I really actually enjoyed this, which is a weird thing to say when all I had to do was just rewatch like 2 minutes of the movie. But please, guys, check it out. It's really good. It's on Netflix, obviously, so you guys won't have to go out and get it. Even if you do, it's probably not that expensive on Amazon. So please, you know what? I'm the Crimson Reviewer, guys. And I tell you guys to go see The Mooring. Or, well, not go see it, but check out The Mooring, please.